Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's just two movies.
Yeah.
Nothing mad. Nothing mad.
Oh, fuck.
Nothing mad.
Oh. Eric. Hey,
Check.
welcome back to the first episode, back from the break.
We're back.
Yeah, it's another episode of It's Just Two Movies. My name is Daniel King. In the studio with me this evening, Birdman.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Bird. How's it? How art thou?
Oh, man, it's good to be back. You know, that's really all I can say.
That is true. That is true.
Good to be back.
Yes.
After the break.
So yeah, we had a little bit of an interruption, and I'll be honest with you, I've recorded a couple of other episodes of the podcast, but I think this is going to be our first one like back.
Yeah, we went on a little adventure. Dan and I took a trip to Iberia. We explored some caves.
Yeah.
Found some gold.
Yep.
Treasures.
Spent it.
We're broke.
Lot of cocaine.
So we had to come back.
Yes.
To
Bon Terre.
We had to fulfill our contract.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
And we're back.
With the devil.
Yeah.
Our contract with the devil that can only be concluded in Bon Terre, Missouri.
The devil's butthole.
Okay, so we are back. You know, we took a little 2-month hiatus there. I switched careers, places that I was working a couple of times. We are back on a normal fucking recording schedule, so we will be gracing your ear holes
Forever.
with ropes of loads for the foreseeable future.
Until
every
the end
Monday.
of time. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Once I get adjusted to my new schedule, I'm not opposed to bringing back the news via the Hollywood Thumb. If that's in the cards, maybe. I don't know if it is or not yet. We'll find out later.
Yeah.
But if you're not familiar with the show and you're like, fuck are these assholes rambling about? This is a podcast where we watch two movies. One of them, at least one of us thinks is a good movie. The other one, relatively, critically panned, but has something in common with the first movie.
Yeah,
So.
and hopefully so bad that it's fun. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we're going for. We
for.
really just want to hang out and have some beers and laugh at a stupid thing.
Yeah.
But we're not critics. We haven't gone to art school, except for the School of Hard Knocks, if you know what I'm saying.
What was the...
They're not all home runs. This week we watched Triangle of Sadness as a R-rated 2022 comedy drama, 2-hour, 27-minute runtime. I watched it on Hulu. Did you?
It's on... What did I watch? I think it was Hulu. Yeah.
I watched it on Hulu. It had a couple of ads, but it didn't really take away from it. This movie, we'll talk about this more at length, but I feel like it's split into 3 different movies.
Well, it's split into 3 acts.
But it doesn't. Also, Alicia joining us on the podcast this evening, playing Mario Party in the other room.
Hey, Alicia.
Hey, girl. Yeah, you know. She knows. She gets
She's
it.
there.
It's got a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb. Triangle of Sadness has a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes. 67% of Google users like this movie. I could see how it could be easily divided. Release date September 13th, 2022. Directed by Ruben Östlund. Nominations, I'm not going through that. Not going through that either. Box office, $26.1 million. Cinematography, which I feel like is worth a mention, by Frederick Wenzel. Stars, fucking here we go. Charlie Dean Creek, Harris Dickinson, Woody Harrelson, there we go, I know that guy. Dolly De Leon, Zlatko Bruick. I feel like
my favorite part
is when I try to read all the names of these people in this like very obscure. obscure international film. Carolina Ginning, Vicky Berlin, and you know what? There's more people in it, but I'm not going to mention them. How about that?
Wow.
So, Birdman,
There are some names out there.
what, to somebody who hadn't seen this, I mean, this was a movie that I had seen before and I picked for you to watch. So, you being new to the Triangle of Deadness, what would you say that it's about?
So the Triangle of Dadness is about three dads that book a cruise, and it turns out to be a gay cruise.
Is this a lot? Is it like the plot of the movie Grown Ups? I haven't seen it.
No, isn't that a movie with
Adam Sandler and Kevin James?
No, isn't there a movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. where they go on a cruise and it turns out to be a gay cruise?
Oh God, maybe. Yeah, I think that might be a real thing.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Whoa, these people can dress nice."
Yeah,
or whatever.
How stupid!
Yeah,
get the fuck out of here.
Dumb. That's some '90s shit. But what would you say Triangle of Sadness is about?
Triangle of Sadness is about a young couple that two young influencers.
Yeah, too young, like 6 and 7.
Yeah, too young.
Just way too young to be influencers.
Somehow get their dumbasses on a cruise.
Hell yeah,
full of rich people. And it's supposed to be a good time, and things go very bad.
Yeah. Yeah, they do go bad.
Things go not great.
So we are going to go ahead and we're going to split this hog and get up into it.
So what?
Ankle deep.
How do you do that? What you're going to do is...
Well, I don't know if you know how to throw a lasso, but it doesn't take long to train. But the first thing you're going to want to do is lasso them down. And once they're out of steam, then you're going to give them some concrete boots. You know what I'm talking about?
Damn.
Like mobster style, they swim with the fishes.
They swim with the fishes.
And then they can't really get away. And then you can just fuck that hog all you want. Just clean raw dog hog.
All right, we're stupid, Yeah, it's really pointing a finger at rich people.
This is it's got a very heavy eat the rich vibe.
Yeah, eat the rich.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that you watch and you're like, man, I don't like any of these people, but that's the point.
Yeah, you're not supposed to
like any
They're
of these people.
They're supposed to be terrible because of what happens later.
Yeah. And it really took me a minute to be like, oh, right, you shouldn't like these people.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of divided on. I'm really glad we did this movie. I'm still kind of divided on it.
I'm glad that at least you're divided on it because that means that you had enough interest to pay attention. Because you kind of should be divided on it.
And I think art like this, if there's a lot to talk about, if there's a lot to talk about, that's good. If we can sit here and have a discussion about this one movie for an hour, that's even if I am divided on it, I think that's great. So I'm glad you picked it.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, for sure. Did we get into? So we did cast, we did writer, director. Did we get into box office, or was it really?
I did box office. I didn't have budget.
Okay. I don't know that budget is on here. Budget was 10 million pounds.
Ooh, what's that, like $8?
Money jokes.
What is that, Monopoly money? Oh,
hey, got him.
Got him. I'm just kidding. I know that European tender is worth more than American tender at the moment. And probably for the foreseeable future.
I got into Bonterra and I was like, whoa, gas is under $3 here? Fuck yeah, dude.
Just as of yesterday. So
I know where I'm filling up.
Drink it up.
Drink it up.
Drink it up, baby.
You got any milk jugs I can fill up?
It'll be back to $3.40 by Tuesday.
All right.
This is very topical. That's a little time capsule bit for you there.
Yeah.
You pull this episode back up in 3 or 4 years and go, man, you remember when gas was $3.50 and these guys are bitching about it?
Yeah. I'm not bitching.
Now it's $18 a gallon.
I can't really bitch. It's funny though, we're old enough to remember when gas was like $1.
I remember when it was like $1.10.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I have fleeting memories of when I was a child and it was less than $1.
Oh yeah,
like
for sure.
98 cents a gallon. You know what I mean? Just nothing.
Anyways,
Yeah.
we're off topic.
Anywho,
Let's get into Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah, Triangle of Sadness.
Sadness.
So I want to divide the rhombus of depression into three separate films. That are connected. Think of it like a trilogy you can watch in 2 hours.
Yeah.
The first
2.5 hours.
The first is the like land lover bit. They haven't left land yet. The second leg of the film is they are at sea. The third leg of the film is they are stranded on an island. So I'm gonna go ahead and shotgun the movie and just sprint through it as fast as I can so you know what it's about. And then full spoilers, we're just going to fucking chit chat about it. What did you like? What didn't you like? Those sorts of things. So up front, you've got a peek into the male modeling industry. You meet one of your main characters, him and his girlfriend. They're both obnoxious and kind of awful.
It's weird because
you kind of feel for the dude though.
It's weird because I don't even think that they're a couple when this starts.
It doesn't really seem like it, does it?
But it kind of turns into that's one thing that I've thought about a lot since I watched it.
They have a sexy fight and then they have a sexy makeup.
It's like they're just friends in the beginning and then it evolves into this relationship that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. So,
but we'll get more into that.
Yeah, we will dive a little more into that. And then they get on this yacht. They're going for a fucking trip on this yacht. It's like for the mega rich, you know. They're very very wealthy people, people that like a guy that sold fertilizer in Russia and he's like a billionaire or whatever. He's on the boat, and a guy that sold his fucking software company. He's multi-millionaire. He's on the boat. There's very wealthy people on the boat.
A couple that dealt in like arms,
invented the hand grenade or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever the deal is.
Yeah, they sold hand grenades and other weaponry.
Yeah, just awful rich people. And then you eventually meet the captain. The captain is Woody Harrelson, who's very like, he's a Marxist. You know what I mean? He's a socialist. And they have their little tussle there. Anyway, there is a storm. The ship is torn asunder, and a bunch of the people fucking... wait, there's not a storm. There's a fucking pirate attack. Anyway,
no, there is a storm.
There's a storm and a pirate attack later.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, the ship is torn asunder and the people wash up on a deserted island. Now, who's taking care of shit on the island is the lady that used to wash dishes on the boat. But she's the only one that can fish or catch octopus or whatever the deal is. So it's like very Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, which I did not care for.
You didn't care for that bit?
The book, Lord of the Flies.
Oh,
I couldn't get into it.
Okay, got you. Fair enough.
I understand why it's an important book, and I get why people like it.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just because you did it first doesn't necessarily mean you did it best.
Yeah.
Other people can come after you and do the same thing and do a better job.
For sure.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's how refinement works.
Hey.
Anyway, so they're stranded on this island and they're working through I'm not going to spoil the very end, but they're working through these like, how does society work now that all of a sudden the field has been leveled? All these very extremely rich people are at a place where all of a sudden money doesn't count. And it turns out most of them can't fucking actually do anything. Yeah. So it comes down to...
anything that means anything.
Yeah, it comes down to just who's got the most grit. Well, it was a lady who washed dishes on the other boat. So, yeah, that's kind of
was she in charge of housekeeping? It was because what did the...
I don't know if she was like in laundry. I thought she said on boat.
She kept saying like...
On boat, me dishwasher. On here, I'm the captain or whatever.
Because the woman that was kind of in charge of the crew kept saying like...
So let's talk through it a little bit.
Okay.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking on the first leg of the movie? I'm not cutting that. This is just we're doing this.
I know you're not.
This episode's fucking raw dogging it.
What was the thing we did last time? We did a raw dog. It was like the
too raw for radio.
Too
raw for radio. Yeah, that's it.
No, I know. I just didn't want to cough directly into the mic.
Yeah, I got
I'm not a dick.
I will.
I mean, I am, but
Because I'm a dick.
all right. So we're going from the beginning. Or wait, what'd you just say? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Yeah, how are you feeling about the first half of the
first
movie?
half?
It's got this weird, opens up with this weird, guy interviewing all these male models. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, yes, is it a smiley brand or a grumpy brand? Because if it's a happy brand, it's like Kohl's, like, oh, we're all poor, but we're happy and stylish.
Forever 21.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So it was, it's Forever 21 versus Balencia. I guess Balencia is the top of the line.
See, I thought that was a French word for balloon. So I don't know. Now I know.
I don't know. Now I know.
The French. Is
and then, Forever 21 is your, I don't know that it's cheap.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it is.
That's where I got all my piercings, actually, at Claire's.
That's where you got your butthole pierced?
Yeah, that's where I got my butthole.
Gross, dude.
Some of my turds come out in 2 smaller turds.
Makes things easier.
I have an industrial right across my anus. It's like a cheese slicer. You know what I mean? It just cuts the turds in.
Man, this is going to be a good episode.
I'm telling you.
I'm already kind of drunk.
I'm feeling pretty toasty. Look, full disclosure, we watched both movies before we sat down to record, so we're just going to talk about this one, take a little breaky break, and then come back and do the other one.
Yeah, we usually don't do it like that, but we're feeling saucy.
You know, it's how we're doing it. Yeah, it's the first episode back from the break, feeling good.
I'm not going to lie. The first half of this movie, it was the weakest half.
Agreed. It kind of I think it's just because it's the second time I watched it, but the first time I watched it, the whole first bit before they get on the boat, I'm like almost painfully like, why are you putting me through this relationship with these 2 people that I can't fucking stand? One of them is not smart enough to compose his thoughts. Yeah. In a way that make clear sense.
There's no cohesion there.
And the other one is just what's the word I'm looking for?
Slut?
Enabling.
I'm just kidding.
She's just an enabler. It's what's the word I'm fucking looking for here? It's a codependent relationship between the 2 of them. Yeah. And she's the enabler of the 2. And this guy is trying to kind of break away from it, but he's just not smart.
He's just dumb.
Yeah, he's just a dumb dude.
You know, I think I watched this on Tuesday, and I think that was a good call. Because I knew the rest of the week would be a little busier, but it gave me time to kind of think about it,
digest.
And as much as I didn't like the first half, it makes sense.
Yeah,
because.
Yeah, it does. It does because it plays to the rest of the film.
It plays to the rest of the film.
The middle of it is less about him and her.
Yeah.
And then the end, it does kind of come back to their relationship.
It does, but it shines a light on rich people in general. I mean...
So they're having a big come apart. This dude and his old lady. He's a male model.
But they're not even a thing. It's weird. They're just friends.
Yeah. She's a female model or Instagram influencer.
She's an influencer. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a male model. And boy, his the audition part of when it first opens up and he's doing his audition, boy, it's uncomfortable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just this guy's just showing up and applying for a job. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what's going on.
And it makes it does feel real, though, because I imagine that's what that industry is like.
Yeah, I imagine so.
You know,
it's a little grotesque.
It's a little, yeah. It just feels like a fucking show, I don't know. Hey, come do a dance for me, and let's see how fucking miserable you are. I don't know. It feels cheap.
It's kind of gross. And then they go to dinner. Him and his girl he's kind of dating.
His friend, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a tiff about the bill. Mm-hmm. They're having a little lover's quarrel about the bill. And it's to the tune of well, you said you would get it next time, and this is next time, and now you're not wanting to get it. So will you pay for the bill? And she's like, fine, I'll pay for the bill. This is what I mean about being passive aggressive and codependent. She feeds off of his negative energy of just being like, just trying to push back.
Yeah.
Just be like, instead, just go, you're paying for this, right? Right, baby?
Hey,
know what I
babe,
mean?
because you said you'd pay for it?
Literally approach it any other way than the way that he's actually going about it. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. And they get into a big fight about it. They're leaving the restaurant, and they just have a big blow up in the fucking hotel room. They have a fucking screaming match in the elevator.
Yeah.
And the whole time, I am just thinking to myself, like, how inconsiderate of the other people that are around you over who paid for dinner. Like, nobody else in the world fucking cares.
Yeah. But
his argument resonates with me.
Yeah, but just again, for me personally, this really sets the tone for the film. Having an argument between two people of this.
Right. But I said we should have steak. Well, I thought we should have lobster. Fucking cry about it. I'm like ramen noodles or bologna sandwich. What's it going to be? You know what I mean?
And by bologna sandwich, he means...
just bologna. Just bologna
we talked
dipped in mustard.
The last episode we talked about bologna because I was just listening to the episode.
Did we?
We talked about bologna, and then I made a joke about the covers that people put in their car.
Oh my God, about the fucking, yeah, that's right. We talked about the fucking Wienermobile.
Yep.
God damn it.
If you haven't listened to our Danny and I's last episode together, Barbarian, it's a pretty good episode. So check that out if you haven't listened. Please do. Anyways, yeah. Go ahead. I know you want to do something.
All right. It's the return of the Mac. You get it, right? Because in this scenario, we are the Mac,
and we're back,
and we've returned. We were gone for a bit, but now we've come back.
So, really, this all stems from wasn't at this dinner, doesn't the waiter put the check down and she's like, thanks.
She just ignores it.
Well, she doesn't. She ignores it and she says thanks, babe, or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's just like. And they start arguing, and like you said, he's like, you said you were going to get the next one.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, like you said, it blows up, turns into a thing. He's trying to, they both try to brush it off.
Right.
But eventually they get back together in the room.
What's happening with this quarrel is he's trying to go, you said you would pay for it.
Yeah.
And we're using a, the man pays for dinner type of dynamic here. And I don't want to do that. I want us to be equals.
Yeah.
And she's deliberately not engaging in the conversation and talking about the problem because she just wants to skirt it. Because her own personal beliefs is that she just wants to put him through it. Just for the hell of it. Because she's terrible.
Manipulative.
Yeah, she is manipulative. She's manipulative, and he's just kind of a puss bag. You know what I mean?
He's something.
He is something. I tell you what, good actor though. I like him in this. He's probably my favorite role. Yeah, get it.
They're both really good.
Yeah, I agree. I think everybody that's in this is just firing on all cylinders.
And it's a shame that actress in real life, she passed away. Did you know that?
Are you fucking serious?
I'm serious. 32 years old. She passed away last year.
From what?
Sepsis.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I was just talking to Carrie about this.
Wow, that is a fucking crying shame.
I remember because I hadn't seen the movie, and I remember seeing the news, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, she's electric in this, and that is
Charlby
Dean Creek, or Creek.
I would say it's Charlby. That's just how I'm gonna. But yeah, man, she passed away from sepsis. Apparently, she was in a car accident in 2008, and just.
Did you get some gunk in her bones or something?
Years later, it just kind of complicated things, and
God damn, man,
really sad.
Motherfucker, that is sad. She's electric in this. She's really good because I've never seen her before in anything else, and she's very attractive.
She's kind of an up and comer.
And I almost immediately hate her, which is just attests to what a great actor she is.
Yeah. And the story and the writing and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
For
So they have their angry conversation kind of culminates in them getting back together.
Yeah,
And
they hash it out a little bit.
Yeah, and she's like, "Hey, listen, can I be honest with you?" And he's like, "That'd be great."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "I do that because I just kind of want to. Like, what if I get pregnant? I want to know that you will provide, whether that's paying for dinner or fucking whatever. So yeah, I kind of enjoy putting you through it because I want to know that that's what I'm working towards." And he's like, "Now you're being generous. Now you're at least being honest and open, and that's all that he wants." Although it took him 45 minutes to fucking get it out.
Right. I mean, because they talk about it like they both know she makes more money than he does.
Right.
And it's referenced in the first 30 minutes. I don't know who says it, but
it's that guy that's interviewing them in the opening. He's like, he's like, "What do your parents think about you being a male model?" And he's like, "They've always been supportive." And they're like, "Really? They supportive of you going into an industry where women make 3 times as much as men?"
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
A third, or I don't remember how they referenced it, but yeah, she clearly makes more money. Yeah. So, do they ever really say how they get on this crew? I don't remember how they get on the crew. No,
it's just kind of like the next. It was just already the plan, I guess.
I think it's through their influencing or their status. They somehow make it onto this.
They get onto this yacht. I believe it's pronounced yacht.
I thought it was pronounced Yacht.
Yakatich.
Yacht.
Yeah, they get on this yacht, and there's this really gross bit, like the I don't know, the main what would you hostess, I guess, the main hostess lady of the boat. She's not the captain.
Oh, she is in charge of the crew, like the
crew chief,
the waiters, right?
Yeah, she's the crew chief, I guess. And they're having this fucking disgusting meeting, and she's like, "Now we're gonna, tell these wealthy people if they want an illegal substance, yes, ma'am, yes, sir.
Yeah.
If they want a unicorn, sure, we'll get you one.
We're gonna get it.
Whatever you want. And then at the end of the weekend, maybe we'll get a big fat tip." And they all just start chanting, "Money, money, money." It's gross.
It is very gross. But before that, or sorry, go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
I was just saying that they culminate in that, and you see the other people down like in the working quarters that are like, "Oh, shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Because they're not going to get a big fat tip.
No.
But they're the ones that actually make the first thing a possibility.
Right.
Is without those people, you don't have a fucking cruise ship.
They're doing the grunt work.
Right. Exactly.
So before we get that pep talk, this was one of the funniest things. That's one of the things, like, so the first half of this film, even though it didn't pull me in, there were a couple moments that were laugh out loud funny.
Yeah, it does have some great comedy fucking chops in it.
We get.
I would say retrospectively, this is not a drama. This is a comedy.
Yeah, it's billed as a comedy first.
Yeah, and I would say that lands like a black comedy.
Yeah. So when we get a view of the yacht, the first one of the first things we see is a helicopter, and it's it looks important. This helicopter looks important. It's got this briefcase or this yellow case, and it drops it into the water, and then someone from the ship has to go retrieve it.
Oh yeah,
and it just turns out to be Nutella.
It's Nutella. Yeah, that's all it is. Fucking helicopter airdrop. Fucking 1 jar of Nutella.
And that fucking cracked me up, man. Like, that's one of the funniest bits in the movie.
I can't believe they wouldn't already have that on board. That's crazy to me, but all right, whatever. Fuck. You know what? I'm not a yacht guy.
All right, so we have the model couple. I'm just going to refer to them as the model couple.
Sure. Yes.
They're chilling, and a Greek guy.
Yes.
He burps in their face.
Yeah, and she's like, hey. Wink.
No, this Greek, what is he, I wonder? Crew person?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's like wearing a wetsuit or whatever, and he takes off his wetsuit top or whatever, and he's just like
wiping sweat off of himself.
Oh, yeah, and she's just like smiling and winking at him or whatever, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? you know? And she's like, what do you mean, what am I doing? And he's like, well, if the stewardess came over and I thought she was hot. And she's like, do you think she's hot? And he's like, well, no, but in the, you know.
If she was.
Yeah, and then they have an argument about this.
Again.
And it's this same dude. And instead of being like, seriously? Fuck's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Come on.
He just drags it out and but also doesn't know how to talk about it.
Right? Yeah, yeah. It is painful watching
It's
this
so
dude try to
painful.
have a conversation about like anything.
He's so dumb.
But you know what? We're not all smooth talkers like we hear on It's Just Two Movies. Too raw for radio.
Yeah, that bit really cracked me up. The Greek dude just like toweling himself off. And then the model guy, what the fuck is his name in this? Steve?
Yeah, let's go with Steve.
Was that really his name?
No.
Oh, it was Carl. Carl.
Yeah.
He goes to complain about the Greek man.
Oh, yeah.
And then he
to the crew chief or whatever.
To the crew chief. And then he looks at engagement rings. Like,
yeah.
What are you doing?
And he's like, oh, I'm very sorry, sir. It won't happen again. I'll take care of it. I'm so sorry. I apologize. And then he leaves and he comes back. And he's like, excuse me, could I look at engagement rings? Of course they have engagement rings
on this yacht.
On hand on this yacht.
Right, because they're expecting,
Yeah, you're
somebody's going to propose.
Super wealthy people. You're on a fucking yacht. Yeah, might as well.
I believe it's pronounced, hang on, let me look at my notes here.
Yacht. You go to a little dinner. You meet some of the other people aboard the boat.
You know what I wrote here for that? I just wrote awkward shit at dinner.
I wrote Ender Wolken.
Oh, yeah.
The lady that just keeps screaming. She's like, oh.
What does that mean again?
In the clouds.
In the clouds.
Yeah.
Then that's all she can say?
That's all she says. But
because she had a stroke or something?
I believe it's Russian. Could
yeah,
be
it's
Dutch. Pretty sure it's Russian.
I think it was Russian.
But all she says is Ender Wolken. And everybody's like, oh, okay. And they don't bother to look it up. They all have smartphones in their pocket.
But her husband,
look it up.
Her husband tells one of the couples.
Yeah, he's
it
like,
means,
oh, she had an accident. She has limited vocabulary or whatever. And he tells her something else, I think, that it means something else.
No, he says what it means.
Does he?
He says it means in the clouds or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which is a good through line for the film, I think. But
what do you mean?
Well, I mean to say that a lot of the people in this film aren't accessibly ready to face any real world consequences for anything that
their
they're
heads
doing.
are just in the clouds.
Their heads are in the clouds.
Yeah, okay.
They are living in the clouds.
Yeah.
As far as like, you know, what makes me an able-bodied person to do you have the balls to go out to sea? I don't.
Not really.
I don't
really want to go on a cruise.
Now, and I can make a fire out of soaking wet shit with a flint and tinder, and I don't want to go in the ocean.
Like actual poop?
I could, yeah.
You said
it depends on how much fiber's in your diet. But yes.
Plenty.
Okay. Yeah, if you're eating your Wheaties, yeah, absolutely. I could make a fire with your shit. But I'm fairly handy in the wilderness. You know what I mean?
You are.
But I'm also a fucking fat piece of shit,
I would for sure
die. I would for sure die out at sea.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
At sea, yeah, you would
100%. Yeah.
We would both die immediately.
100%. I'd be like, what am I, surrounded by water?
But in the woods, if we were together in the woods, we'd live a little while.
I'd die from a tick bite. I'd get a real bad tick bite, and that'd be the end of it. I'd get Lyme's disease, first tick bite, it's over. It's over. I'm done. The bloodline ends with me.
The bloodline stops with me.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd die from something stupid, like something real dumb. I'd trip over a rock and fall in the fire.
Right. Just hit your head on a pine cone, break your neck. Because the pine cone gives like a little.
I'd be like we'd somehow have a hatchet. I'd be chopping some wood, and then I'd accidentally chop myself in the neck. And you'd be like, Birdman, how'd you do that?
Oh, whoopsie daisy.
Whoops. Sorry, Dan.
Sorry, Dan.
You're going to have to go it alone.
Yeah, right. That one's over.
Anyways.
So they're on the boat. I think my favorite part is when they're finally like, they keep going to the captain's chambers and they're like, hey, when do you want to do the captain's dinner? And you can hear Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, he's in the room.
He's wasted.
He's so drunk.
And he's like, fucking Thursday. And they're like, no, Thursday, everybody's getting ready to leave. And he's like, yeah, but they're going to eat dinner Thursday, right?
They say Thursday it won't work because there will be a big storm on Thursday. So
Right.
they know about this,
Oh,
but
yeah.
he's like, they can't really hear each other that well
Yeah.
because they're talking through a door.
Well, he's like, they're still gonna
And he's
eat
drunk.
dinner. They're still gonna eat dinner on Thursday, right? And she's like, well, yes, of course. Then we'll do it Thursday.
We'll do it Thursday. She's like, no, Thursday won't. That's the only day that doesn't work. And he's like, yeah, Thursday, that works. Because they can't really hear each other that well. It's fucking funny, man. Like, I love that you don't see Woody Harrelson
for most of the movie. And he's not in a lot of it.
But you hear him.
He's got like 3 of the most fucking memorable scenes from the whole fucking film. So they finally get to the captain's dinner, and Woody Harrelson's there, and he's meeting people, and there's this crazy lady on the boat who has told the crew chief or whatever at one point, she's like, I was having the most beautiful day out on the front, and I noticed that the sails were dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a cruise ship, and it does not have sails.
It's a motorized vessel.
Yeah. So she's like, oh, I'm sure we'll take care of that for you or whatever.
Yeah.
So they hadn't done it. And she talks to the captain, Woody Harrelson, and she's like, same thing. I was having the most lovely day. I noticed the sails were dirty. And he's like, oh, well, ma'am, this is a motorized vessel, so it doesn't have sails. And then she's like, oh, no. Instead of just going, oh, I was mistaken, she calls somebody else. Hey, Carl?
She calls her husband.
Yeah.
And he's like, off screen, he's like, yeah, sails, they're there.
Yeah.
And she's like, what my husband said, whatever.
Yeah, and Woody Harrelson's like, fine, we'll clean them.
We'll figure it out.
We'll clean them. You can tell that Woody Harrelson has zero patience for pandering to
That's
these
why he's
people.
always drunk.
I love it.
He doesn't give a fuck.
They sit down for the dinner. But so prior to the dinner, there's a bit where there's a very wealthy lady that wants all the crew to go swimming with her.
This is one of the funniest parts of the whole movie.
Yeah, it is. And they call down to the kitchen and they're like, hey, the whole crew has to go swimming. We're going on the water slide. And the guy answers the phone and goes, this is seafood and it's going to be bad if you take everybody. Like, it's going to ruin all the food if you take everybody out of here.
Here's the thing, though.
And she's like, blah, 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 blah. He's like, okay, fine. And he hangs it up and he's like, hey, everybody, you're going swimming. Fuck off.
Yeah. No, here's the thing, though. It goes through, it's not just the kitchen. It's everyone on the ship, any crew member. So it goes through housekeeping. It goes through the kitchen.
Yep.
It goes through all of these people. And that's the funniest fucking part to me is that they call the kitchen and they're like, hey, this rich lady wants you to go for a swim.
Right.
And he straight up tells them, that's cool, but the food's going to suck.
It's cool, but it'll ruin all the food.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay, fine.
Right.
That's what you want.
That's what we're doing.
And he's the only dude that doesn't go swimming.
Yeah.
He's the only one, the head chef.
The head chef, yeah.
And they're cooking all the shit. So later, fast forward to the dinner.
Yep.
Everybody's like, they've got all these like very eloquent, fine dining dishes. I don't know if you wrote any of them down. But when they take the cloche off of Woody Harrelson's table, the captain's table, they're like, for the captain, a cheeseburger and French fries. And he's like, I'm not a fan of fine dining. And almost, I would say, 95% of the passengers? 95% of the passengers get violently sick. Yeah.
Because, I feel like the five...
I don't mean like, imagine like the sickest you've ever been in your life. Like,
imagine fluid coming out of both ends.
Both ends,
sick.
Yeah. Uncontrollably just fucking want to curl up in a ball and die sick.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I would say 5%. Either I don't know why they didn't eat, but there were a few that just they didn't eat for some. Yeah, I don't know why, but everyone else, I mean, it is fucking hilarious.
Oh, the food they're eating too, man. A bunch of it does not even look good.
It looks bad.
That seafoam jello or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah. And then I love how the woman that's in charge of the wait staff is just like, you need to eat. It's probably the seasickness.
You're probably just seasick.
You're probably seasick.
Oh, everybody got seasick at the same time.
Right.
Ginger mint, they're great for seasickness.
I love the woman that's like, she's clearly sick, but she's trying to chase it all down with alcohol.
With champagne. Yeah. They're like, oh, some water? And she's like, no, champagne.
No, champagne.
Just fucking
like,
chugs
that's gonna help
of champagne.
Is she the one that they show later? Like,
oh, yeah.
She's in her own bathroom, her private bathroom.
Yeah.
And she's throwing up, but she's also, because there's a huge storm
at
this point, too. like they said there would be.
So the ship's tossing and turning, and she's sliding back and forth trying to grab onto the toilet to vomit into it.
Yeah.
And then the toilets start backing up, as you might expect. And, oh boy.
Man, this is fucking nasty.
It just
That's
gets
so
exceedingly fucking gross. Now, I do want to speak to the cinematography a little later in the film, after everybody's like been puked and shit on and fucking whatever. They're wearing their life vests in the hallways, and the crew chief's coming to check on everybody, and she's shining the flashlight on them.
Yeah.
They put the scope to which you view these people, these very wealthy, very powerful people, all of a sudden they look destitute, like refugees.
Yeah.
Because they're just covered in puke and shit.
Right.
So that they're trying to bring them down to a regular, like, they are still just people.
Yeah,
They're
sure.
people just like anybody else, although they abuse their financial positions or what have you.
And speaking towards the cinematography, it shines on the I would say definitely on the island, right? When they're stranded.
Oh
man, it fucking shines,
God
dude.
Damn.
Like just beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, not just the island, but the cinematography in itself, like it's great.
Yeah, they do a lot of clever stuff with the camera. One thing I do want to touch on, we're starting to run a little long here, but we're also 3/4 of the way through, or 2/3 of the way through the movie. But anyway, I wanted to touch on the bit where Woody Harrelson, the Marxist,
And the
Russian fertilizer salesman, the capitalist, where they're just getting drunk and trading, like they're just talking fucking politics, and they're talking fucking economy and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
God, I don't want to dive into it too deep because this isn't really the format for that, but I think the whole movie is worth a watch for that 35 minutes with Woody Harrelson and the Russian fertilizer salesman.
It's funny, man. So the part that really cracked me up is the Russian guy goes on the speakerphone and he starts yelling that the ship is going down, even though it's not.
Yeah, he's like, I sell shit. He's just wasted.
He's drunk. He's one of the few that just did. I don't know if he didn't eat. Like, I don't know why he didn't eat, but he doesn't get sick.
He drank his
dinner.
dinner.
He drank his dinner. He's an alcoholic.
He had some bottled bread. That's my guy right there.
Yeah, and this is the part where like he's on the he's on the speakerphone or whatever, and like the shit's going everywhere. Like literally, the shit is going everywhere. It's flowing out of the toilets.
Oh yeah.
So the captain and the Russian, they keep themselves locked in this room, and they're both just using the microphone and like spewing this bullshit, like
just
their political beliefs.
Yeah,
it's super funny.
They're just on a high horse and fucking wasted.
Yeah, for sure.
So the next day, the dust kind of settles. There's an old man and his wife out on the fucking.
Oh my god!
This
is fucking
just
funny.
out on the balcony. You see pirates approaching.
Yeah,
you know, and there's a hand grenade. It rolls onto the deck, and she picks it up. And she's like, "Oh, Harold, is this one of ours?" And he's like, "Oh shit!"
Oh,
and then
get them.
It zooms way out, and you see a little. I fucking love that so much, man. It's good stuff. Just a good comeuppance for people that manufacture a fucking thing that kills so many people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For
Just
sure.
like, oh
so
no!
There's the small explosion from that grenade, and there's a massive explosion. I wonder what that was.
I
you know what I mean? If that was like who knows, right? They're pirates. They probably have an arsenal.
Yeah,
but
it's probably a blunderbuss. You know, motherfuckers will see your blunderbuss and think that you shan't wield a cutlass, but they'd be wrong.
Go ahead.
Oh shit! Hold on. Yeah.
Ooh, girl.
You lied to me.
Fucking lie.
Anyway, here we go. Anyway,
all right. So part 3.
Ship goes down. They're on the island.
Okay.
So here's the deal with the island is you have the crew chief, you have the Russian, you have a lady that washed dishes, you have the young hot couple.
The 2 models.
Yeah,
yep.
2 models, and a couple other minor characters.
The woman that keeps saying the same thing.
Ender Wolken.
You have her, and then you have somebody that they think is a pirate, but is possibly...
He is a pirate.
He is.
You find out later.
He's
actually
a pirate.
is a pirate.
But he's telling them that he's a...
he works in the engine
He works in the engine room. He definitely didn't. Like, you know that right away.
But nobody can confirm it.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay, well, yeah, no,
The
sure.
Russian questions him for a while, but then eventually he's like, fuck it.
Right.
Maybe you are.
Yeah, we're stuck on this island either way.
Yeah.
Who fucking gives a shit?
So one of my favorite, as like going back to the cinematography, one of my fucking favorite parts of this film. So someone uses a flare when they shouldn't. They get scared by this animal.
Yeah.
They get freaked out by this animal noise. They run. Someone uses a flare, and we get an awesome shot of
another island.
No, it's the ship. So they shoot this flare, and it goes up. It goes up. It's coming down, and then as it's coming down, the light from the flare shines upon the ship that is up in smoke. But you don't see the ship. You just see the smoke.
Yeah.
Really
There's another island in the back too.
Oh no, there is. But
okay, yeah. I was like, I didn't imagine that, did I? But yeah, no, I know exactly what shot you're talking about. Beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful
just
stuff.
Really cool.
They do a like. I don't want to sell short the work of the cameraman.
Right.
Like that dude showed up to fucking get some cool shit on film.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they absolutely did. I mean, like even all the way back to the beginning of the film, like the dinner scenes and shit, I thought looked great.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got a little more license to do some fun shit on the island.
Yeah, for sure.
So you get on the island, nobody knows how to do shit. They're running out of the one life vessel that they had. It's like a submarine looking yellow boat thing.
Well, so what happens is the crew that we mentioned minus, so she is a cleaning lady, I think. The crew that we mentioned minus the cleaning lady, they survived the first night.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the lifeboat is what they call it, shows up, and she's in it.
Yeah.
The cleaning lady is in it. So she made it to the island, and they're like, hey, you have you have water in there, you have chips,
pretzel sticks. Let's get some.
And she realizes, like, oh shit, okay, they're gonna try to take advantage of this situation.
They have one that's just like sparkling water, but it's in an aerosol can.
It's just for like that
to mist yourself. That's some rich, man. That's some rich people shit.
God damn,
there.
that was funny. That was funny as fuck.
They're all spraying it in their mouths. It's like Pam.
Yeah,
it's like Pam, but it's
just
water. Fucking what?
So quickly, the cleaning lady realizes, like,
oh yeah, I'm the only one with actually any real world skills here.
She catches an octopus.
Man,
she starts the fire.
Yep.
She cooks it. Like, she's doing everything.
Oh yeah,
she's doing all of the work.
And then she's like, oh, the crew chief's like, hey, let's go ahead and split that up, because you work for me. And she's like, okay, one for you, one for me. 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 And then she has this big pile of octopus left. And everybody's like, come on. Let's
dish that out.
Dish that out. And she's like, well,
no,
I don't think so. Yeah, because on the boat, I was the dishwasher. But here, I'm the captain.
I'm the captain.
So on the boat, dishwasher. Here, where am I? She just points to somebody and they're like, captain?
You're the captain.
And she throws him a piece of octopus and they're like, oh, fuck, all right, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, get everybody on board. That Pavlovian response, Start fucking... just start panting a little bit when you know about that octopus is coming. You're the captain, mama. Whatever you say, baby. Whatever you say, baby. So through this method of her being the only one that actually knows how to provide, how to make a fire, how to cook food, she kind of gets everybody else on the back foot. And then, what was his name? Colin? Conrad?
Carl.
She gets Carl to start sleeping with her.
Yeah.
And because she's giving
In
him,
exchange.
she's giving him extra pretzel sticks for pretzel sticks. That's prostitution is what it is. It's which is a great callback because at the beginning of the movie, there's a bit where Yaya,
the other model
girlfriend, the model lady, she goes to stuff €50 in his shirt, and he's like, "Don't fucking do that to me.
Yeah.
Don't like you fucking know what that that fucking makes me mad." Because the underlying theme here is I am not a prostitute.
Yeah.
I am not. Yeah, I'm not,
not a product.
I'm not a product. You can't just buy me with money, but you can with pretzel sticks.
Fuck if you're on an island,
he'll lay the pipe to that lady. He don't give two fucks.
Yeah.
So there's this tension building, but they've been there for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Russian dude's got a beard. There's a bit where he's got a big beard and the pirate guy's fucking shaving him. And he's like, "So how does it work when you're a pirate?" And he's telling him about
how much money they make.
Yeah, he's like, "You make way more if you get your own ship, you know?"
Yeah. Like he finally just admits it. He's like, "All right,
I am a pirate. You got me. R." What's my favorite letter? You'd think it'd be R, but really it's the C.
Oh.
So yeah, that's what's going on there. So as this fucking tension builds between Yaya and the lady that washed dishes. Do you have her name?
Paula. I think it was Paula.
Paula, yeah, I think so. So as the tension builds between those three,
which man does it fucking build?
It does fast. And then there's a bit where Yaya is like, "Hey," she knocks on the life vessel door, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go just for a walk, see if I can find the other side of the island, just see what's out there." And Paula is like, "I'll go with you.
I'll go with you.
I'll go with you.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. Carl, you stay here. Love you. Bye bye. Kisses." And as they fucking go, like Yaya's younger. Paula's definitely got some years on her, so she's kind of trailing behind. And they find out, huge spoiler for the end of the film. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers for the end of the film, just go watch it. I think it's pretty fun. But anyway, they stumble across on the other side of the island, there's a luxury resort.
Yeah.
Of course
it's been there the whole time.
Yeah, so she's like, "Oh, just sit down with me on the beach here and enjoy the moment." Because that's what that rich lady said on the boat. Like, "Oh, get in the pool. I want you guys to enjoy the moment."
Yeah.
Paula knows that that's something that enjoy the moment. Fucking, man, poor people got too much shit to do to enjoy the moment most of the time.
There's no time for that.
No, we're busy fucking scrubbing the decks and fucking everything, like making the world go round. So we don't have time to just sit around and fucking like, "Oh, ooh, so nice. This moment." Oh, I mean, I definitely am a big proponent of stopping to smell the roses, but also I got shit to do.
Yeah.
So, while that happens, Paula grabs a rock and stones Yaya to death.
No, she doesn't though. We don't see that.
Yeah, no, you don't see it.
And we don't know that actually happens.
We don't know that actually happens, but she does pick up a rock. She's thinking about it.
She's thinking about it, and while she's doing that, we get Carl running through the woods because he knows.
Now, here's the question. Is this Carl running through the woods to stop Paula from murdering Yaya?
I think
because
so.
he caught that bit? Or is Carl running through the woods to help Paula because he doesn't know there's a resort on the other end of the island? He just knows that they're going out there and one of them has the explicit desire to kill the other one. But from Carl's position, without Paula, they're all going to die.
Yeah.
So is he going out there to sell Yaya out to help Paula murder her?
Yeah.
And you don't know. They just
know.
kind of leave you wondering. It just shows him running through the fucking woods.
And I think, a lot of
woods, jungle.
The jungle, yeah.
Whatever.
A lot of times I like an ending like this, but I kind of wanted more from it. You know what I mean? I wanted like
with something so ambiguous, a little closure is nice.
Yeah.
But I kind of like, this is one where I'm like, I'm very into that open-ended ending because does he really love Yaya? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that he was going to help Paula cover up her murder.
You think so?
I think so. I think he is acting I think he's acting from a place of self-preservation.
I just feel like the way that they showed it, for me personally, I felt like he was going to stop Paula because he was like, oh shit,
hauling balls.
She's gonna kill Yaya.
Yeah.
Because why would Paula go? Maybe he realizes, wait, why would Paula go with her?
Yeah.
I don't know. It could go. That's the beautiful thing about it. I think is it could go either way.
Right.
A couple of things I want to mention. Paula's change from being a dishwasher on a yacht to what she is on the island.
Yeah. It's almost immediate.
Well, it is, and it kind of flips like she knows the power she has. So is she any better than
no,
those
absolutely
rich people
not.
and how they were you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It kind of flips the head on her as a person.
A bunch of them do though. Yeah. Because the male model guy at the beginning of the movie, he just wants him and Yaya to be equal.
Yeah.
But they're not equal. He immediately starts suckling at the teat of power. And same thing with the Russian, who's the capitalist. All of a sudden, he's all for socialism as soon as they're stuck on that island. So a lot of people flip the fucking script on what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I like the bit where the lady who's like, Ender Walken, the guy just like walks up to her. He's like, hey, you want to buy a Rolex? You want, I got Gucci.
At that point, you're like, wait, what the fuck?
Right.
But then you learn like it's a resort. There's a resort there.
Yeah.
This random guy just comes up trying to sell her shit, and you're like, wait, what?
Right.
Yeah, and then right after that, you find out there's a resort. Another part that I think I want to mention. Let's see here. Sorry, I just forgot my train of thought there.
I like all the Woody Harrelson stuff while you're
it's hilarious.
While you're getting back on that train of thought.
The scene where old boy has to kill the donkey.
Oh my god! Yeah, they fucking okay. So they make a big deal out of like, oh, there's a hunt, and they're gonna hunt this dangerous
some
wild
sort of
animal.
that
it's just a donkey, and none of them are like, that's a domestic animal.
Yeah.
They just eat the donkey and are like, yeah, you powerful warrior. That's crazy. Have you ever heard somebody say, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse?
Yeah.
Okay, so a horse is like, oh God, like a fuckload of calories. Like it could feed one person, just the meat. So we're not even talking organ meat, just muscular meat from a horse could feed a person for like 1,000 days. If you could preserve it.
If you preserved it, right.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I have never heard anybody say, I'm so hungry I could eat a donkey. I don't know how much I would say less. I don't know how much considerably less, but I would assume a group
quite
of
a bit,
8 or 9 people or whatever, you could conservatively feed them for a month at least.
I don't even think that long.
You don't even think that long?
No.
For a whole donkey?
No, I don't think so.
Whole ass?
I don't know.
God?
I don't know. We should call Survivor Man or Bear Grylls.
Yeah, we should get a hold of Les Stroud and be like, how much of a donkey could you eat?
Between 8 or 9 people.
Have you ever seen a donkey with an erection? That's a meal for 6 people probably, just that donkey penis. All right.
How long are we running? We have to probably wrap this up.
We're close to an hour. Yeah, we should wrap this up. How many? Man,
there was one more thing I wanted to mention, but I am. Oh, okay. So one more thing, and then we're done.
Yeah.
The Russian guy's wife washes up on shore, and she's dead.
Yeah.
And he's like,
oh no, and he's taking off her jewelry and shit.
He takes all of her jewelry and stuffs it in his shoe.
Yeah.
What a piece of fucking dog turds.
I love that guy in the worst way. How many seafoam jello thumbs would you give it?
We're not doing that.
No? What are we doing?
We're doing pretzel sticks.
Pretzel stick thumbs. You're right. You're absolutely right. How many pretzel stick thumbs out of 10 you give this?
Man, I wanted to come in with a 7.
Yeah.
But just like talking about it, going through it,
It's one of the more time after the fact.
The more
you
time,
enjoyed it
and
more.
again, I'm glad I watched.
It does occupy.
It simmers.
It occupies a lot of mental space. The longer it sits on the
does.
back burner, the more I enjoy it.
It makes more sense the more you think about it.
Yeah.
Even if there are parts you don't enjoy,
they're very important parts
they're vital.
of the story. Yeah,
they make sense. So I'm going to give it an 8. And I feel like that's really good.
You gonna go
I was
8?
going to go 7, but I think I'm going to go 8.
I'm gonna go 8.5. This
Okay.
is one that I watched twice, and you know what? If a couple of years elapsed, I think I'd watch it. I would give it a third viewing, and on that third viewing, I might be like, God damn, this is a masterpiece. The
thing is, I don't know that it needs to be 2.5 hours long.
It is just, God damn, it makes you spend a lot of time with a lot of insufferable motherfuckers.
Yeah. Do you think that? I mean, the runtime. What do you? 2.5 hours.
Look, I think the runtime is probably fine if I watched it without ads, but I watched it on Hulu with ads, and they were tastefully placed, but they still kind of like made it take considerably longer.
Yeah.
So 2.5 hour movie felt like fucking 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah, which is at that pace way too long.
Right.
But I think it's right at the limit. I think the longer it gets, the more they ratchet it up. So the second half of the movie feels much brisker than the first half.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
first half is dragging ass because first
It
of all,
does.
you're like, what the fuck are we doing here?
For real.
What is this?
I almost, when I was watching this at an hour, I almost texted you and was like, "Hey, does this have like? Is there like what's going on here? Can we do a different movie?"
Yeah, no, it picks up. Trust me. Yeah, so I mean that's it. We rented it. We rated it and didn't rent it because it was on Hulu. But we're gonna go watch Titanic 666.
I mean, we already watched it because you already said that we did.
I did, and also we did. Here's a quick word from our sponsors. Yeah. Ooh, the man. Turn off the man. Oh my God. Once again.
We're gonna get up in it, boy.
Oh yeah. You know we're back in it to win it, and fucking flint it to skin it.
What?
I don't know.
Stop talking.
Don't even worry about it. Look, we watched Titanic 666 like a couple hours ago. It is a 2022 no description film, 1 hour 31 minute runtime. It is a Tubi original.
Of course it is.
Yeah, so we watched it on Tubi. Of course we did. Harrowing, sinister, and horrific. 3.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, 1.5 out of 5 on Voices from the Bowel, something. 50% of Google users like this movie. Very divided
50%
on whether or not Google enjoyed this movie.
You know, I don't trust Google in anything.
I feel like Google is just a very specific audience. Like only a certain type of people will take their time to review a movie on Google.
I fucking guess.
So anyway,
you good?
Initial release April 15th, 2022, directed by Nick Lyon, distributed by Tubi, and production company by The Asylum. The cast is Keisha Sharp, which is the only person I recognized in this, Joseph Gatt, Anna Lynn McCord, Lydia Hurst, Gigi Gustin, Gustin, I don't know. I didn't look up the pronunciation because, frankly, I don't.
As time goes on, we're dumb and we don't.
I also have a full-time job, so we have other stuff going on.
Yeah.
And Kendall Chapel, there we go, got that one, knew that one. So here's what I didn't know that you enlightened me on: that there is obviously the Titanic.
I've never heard of it.
Titanic 2, which is what you told me about. And this is technically Titanic 3.
Yeah.
Although it is titled Titanic 666.
And it has nothing to do with
The first two?
The first two.
Yeah. I love that.
Like, as far as director, writer, none of that.
You don't say.
Or, you know, as they say it in Brazil, Titanic 666.
Stop. So, Birdman, I'm putting this on you. This is on you now. What is this about? Titanic 666.
So, Titanic 666 is about a woman that that calls upon dark forces to arise from the depths of the first Titanic. She calls upon those forces to wreak havoc upon Titanic 3. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think so.
I mean, essentially.
That sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
So what else would you say about it?
What else does it do?
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a brief little...
Very brief.
Yeah. We'll go in. We're going to go into it. I mean, maybe we won't go into it. Maybe I'll have you just like, kind of with the last, like how we did with the last film, just go through, like, just fucking plow through that plot, and then we'll talk about.
Is that what you want me to do?
Oh, dude, I want you to plow so hard.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6.
Okay. So
and now we're ready.
Now we're ready. We brought that up multiple times during the watching of this particular feature as longtime Tenacious D fans.
Oh, dude, I saw Tenacious D a couple months ago.
Yeah?
At the factory in Chesterfield, Missouri.
Ooh. I know. I wanted to go, too, but it was on a Tuesday, and I'm like,
man.
I can't.
It was
I
rough.
just can't swing it.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But really, really fun.
The D never disappoints. No.
Got to see an opener that played the drums, a guitar, and sang all at the same time.
Oh, that's nice. A one-man band?
How? His strumming hand, he had a stick in his strumming hand. So it was dumb. It's dumb, but it's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, that's
true.
I don't
want to
probably
be here
would
anymore.
Get sick. At first, I thought you meant at my house, and I was like very sad.
I don't even want to be around anymore.
Yeah, there you go. Wait, what do you mean? I don't know. Just I'm tired of being around.
That's another thing that, like, okay, so we're referencing the show. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
We're
Alicia,
referencing
ladies
the
and
show.
gentlemen, there she is.
That was not Alicia, that was Maddie.
What?
Wasn't it?
No.
Oh, okay. No, I think you should leave the TV show.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, if you watch the show and there are skits that are not funny, they still occupy the space in your mind.
Yeah.
And you come back to them and you're like, that was actually pretty funny. Even though I didn't laugh at it.
Right.
I don't know. Why am I talking about that? What?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Because there's not much to say about Titanic 666.
Yeah, let's talk about Titanic 666.
Okay, so some of the ghosty stuff. Okay, so here's what happens.
Run me through the plot real quick.
I'm going to shotgun it.
110 years.
There's some influencers. There's a creepy guy on the boat that's selling fucking Titanic relics from the OG Titanic.
From Titanic 1.
From Titanic, Revenge of the Sith. And...
with
that's not the first one. What's the first one?
Titanic? Oh, Star Wars?
I don't know. Anyway.
Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars, the Fellowship of the Ring. So They're fucking you've got some influencers, you've got like a creepy guy that's selling like Titanic relics or whatever, but he's there to make a bunch of money from corporate. He's like the salesman of the boat. You've got the fucking captain.
Yeah.
Which if you've seen the series Lethal Weapon, she's Roger Murtaugh's wife in that.
I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. I'm too old. It's Mrs. I'm too old for this shit. It's there's ghosts.
Yeah, so
there's ghosts, and it's a ghosty time, and as you might expect, everyone dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So there's a woman that essentially she calls upon these dark forces.
Oh yeah.
To arise.
Dark Lord.
Terrorizing all aboard the Titanic 3.
Yeah. She's like, you're sailing above holy, hollowed water. I don't know if it can be. I
mean,
I don't think it can be hollow because it moves because of
just,
the currents and stuff. It's like it's never the same water.
She was the woman that is possessed or whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
She was the best part of this film.
Yeah, I agree. She's doing some young, like, Jodie Foster.
Yeah, she looks like, who'd we say she looks like?
Not Jodie Foster. Fuck. Now I gotta look it up. Give me just,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Just keep looking that up 1 second here.
Farts McGee? Is that her?
No. No, it's not. It's not.
You almost said yes.
Farts McGee. Julianne Moore. Boom,
Julianne Moore. She's a young Julianne Moore.
Yeah, she's got a young Julianne Moore thing going on. Pretty good though. Pretty good. Like her stuff. She's at the very least committed to what she's doing.
Oh, dude, she's the best part of this.
Some of the dialogue, like when she's like summoning the ghost
banshees
banshees or whatever, dialogue's not great. Get him to say something else. Say some shit in Latin. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of saying, Dark Lord, feel my soul.
And my tits.
And my titties.
That's dumb. We're being dumb.
That might have been it, though. I'll be honest with you. Look, we took a little break. Well, maybe we had a couple of beers in between. You know what I mean? You don't know how much time's elapsed. Don't even worry about it. It's none of your business, frankly. If I'm being honest with you. You just mind your own fucking business. Keep listening to the podcast. We're going to talk about a movie. It's fine. You love it.
What did we... Okay, so the thing about this film, some of the ghost elements weren't terrible.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I will say that.
Yeah, there were a couple that were actually looked pretty fucking good. Like the bit where the ghost lady, Julianne Moore, young Julianne Moore lady is in the she's in the control room. Where she's in the control room.
I was like, what is that?
And so bomb they call her Sloppenheimer.
Is that I thought that was an octopus.
Yeah, it is. She's got octopus.
Octopi?
Yeah. Octopussy. It's from James Bond. It's the same character. Anyway, long story short, there's a bit where she's in the control room and like the lights are dimming off and on and she has like, I don't know, like black veins pop in her skin.
It looks like it
looks good. I thought it looked pretty good.
It looks like cracks in her skin.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It didn't look great when they were like phasing between it. Like
yeah, exactly. But there were some shots of it that were like, well, like, damn, yeah, that looks great, actually.
It's weird. Like, everything that involved showing the ship looked just from
great.
like 2008.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it did look a bit dated. It was the water. It's because the water was...
and the ship itself...
It's because the water was CGI. It's just a shot of the ocean with a CGI ship in it.
Yeah.
Like, the water... Where it's cutting through the water, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, it just... Something about it is off.
They spent all their money on the ghost stuff. I think.
Okay.
Probably.
Turned out okay, actually. Some of it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like the violin ghost guy that just will do a quick
like a brown note.
If you want to play in Texas, you have to have a fiddle in the band. Listen, I'm telling you, I know that the steel guitar is hot, but not for Louisiana man. So, rosin up your bows and pretend that I know the rest of it. I do. I just don't want to eat up your time.
I want you to eat all the time.
So he strikes the bow really quick, and that lady just dies. She just dies.
I kind of like that. I don't know. I thought it was.
There's the dude. He's walking through the fucking engine room, and he's seeing ghosts, and he's scared, and he's wearing like a fucking onesie that's 3 sizes too big. And he looks up and he sees a wheel, like a pressure valve, like a turn wheel, righty tighty, lefty loosey, and he just looks at it, and it doesn't shake or steam blow out of it or anything, and then it just
pops off.
Then it just cuts to a big cloud of smoke, and then his head is gone. Like you have to have put together that pressure buildup in this thing, like ghosts made that thing explode and take his head off.
Yeah, that was awesome.
100% on the viewer to imagine that happening.
That was one of my favorite parts.
Because it's just a regular valve, smoke, and then a decapitation. Not even it's just a decapitated body.
Yeah, it's just no head.
Yeah.
Like you don't see the head fall off.
No, none of that.
Oh, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking pretty cool. I had a lot of fun with this. I guess the big pain in the ass I had about it was just that it was still an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I think if this was made for TV...
I'm
not trying to critique it in its art form. It is what it is. Its runtime is how long it is. But honestly, if I could make a fun cut of this movie...
Yeah, like 45 minutes long.
I'd make it like 50 minutes, 55 minutes, and you'd have all the meat and potatoes and all the fun parts.
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of some of the stuff that the Lonely Island does with their some of the recent spoofs. Like they did one with the baseball, the Bash Bros or whatever. They did one about the Tour de France. Sorry, Tour de France.
Tour de France. Yeah, please.
And those are all like, well, maybe not all of them. I don't know how long the baseball bit was, but like 45 minutes. And it's like a spoof. And obviously that's not what this is. They're trying to be serious with this, with Titanic 666. But go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6.
All right, carry on.
But for us, I think we would, if we had a choice, this would be totally fucking silly. Yeah. And just spoof out the ass.
Oh, it could be, because it's Ghost Ship.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's the just movie Ghost Ship, but they put the coat of paint of Titanic on top of it, but not.
Right.
Except for the fact it's a big fucking boat, which I'm pretty sure in the movie Ghost Ship, it's also a big boat.
Should we have just watched Ghost Ship?
We probably should have, to be honest with you. What's the runtime on Ghost Ship?
I was just about to say,
and what's it streaming on? I'm gonna find out. You find the runtime. I'll find what it's streaming on.
I can find both.
All right, you ready?
It's on Max.
Ready, set, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 6, 6. Oh man, we should have watched Ghost Ship. It's an hour 31.
Whoa.
That was crazy.
All right,
dude, we should have watched Ghost Ship.
Fuck. What's the streaming on?
Max.
Ooh.
Fuck. All right, we're restarting this whole episode.
All right, start the podcast over.
Start the whole episode over. Fuck, dude. God damn it. God damn it!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6.
All right, welcome back to the second half of the podcast. We watched Ghost Ship. It's a 2002 R-rated horror supernatural film, 1 hour, 31-minute runtime. It's got a 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb, 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, 1 out of 5 on Common Sense Media. 91% of Google users like this movie, and we should have watched it instead of the other movie that we already watched.
Directed by Steve Beck, written by Mark Hanlon, story, screenplay, and John Pogue.
Box office $68.3 million, starring Emily Browning, Francesca Rotondini, Desmond Harrington, Carl Urban, my man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Juliana Margulies, Gabriel Bryan, and it's probably Gabriel Byrne, and Ron Eldred.
So, do you remember the scene, like where they're on the foredeck and the captain and the passengers are dancing,
and that fucking cable snaps and cuts their heads off and shit?
Yeah. So, it was a common tradition at the time, near the end of a transatlantic voyage.
Okay. To cut the heads off of the passengers.
Yeah, dude. They were like, "All right, everybody gather up. We got a little tradition we like to do. where we like to cut off everybody's head." Something. Captain's balls. I was going somewhere with that, but it didn't work.
Something Captain's balls. I'll take it.
I was gonna do a thing, and it didn't really work.
You know,
they're not all home runs, folks.
But anyway,
home run.
In regards to Titanic 666,
I thought it would be funny if we just talked about Ghost Ship for the rest.
That's the only part of Ghost Ship I remember is that bit where the cable cuts that dude's face in half or whatever.
Man, I can't believe we missed.
And honestly, I think Resident Evil did it better. But
yeah,
boy, I don't know. They were good with that shit back in the day. Snapping a fucking head off with
Resident Evil.
Yeah, I still don't like to drive behind a fucking like a logging truck.
You're talking about Final Destination.
That's Final Destination. Yeah. Oh no,
yeah.
Ghost Ship is the cable fucking cutting that dude's head off.
Yeah, but when you were getting into the logging truck bit, that's Final Destination.
Yeah, I still don't. Like,
oh, dude, I think about that shit all the time.
As a real man, when I get behind a logging truck,
wait, you're a real man? Because I'm a fake man.
I'm just a soy boy, if I'm being honest.
Soy boy,
just
what is
soy
it,
boy beta cut? Yeah,
that's what it is.
Oh, I love the internet. Undefeated, actually. The internet. Oh,
forever.
Man. By the way, since the last time we've recorded this podcast, that submarine imploded.
Yeah.
What a bunch of dummies.
Are we just talking about water things?
Just fucking fire your lead engineer and then implode at the bottom of the ocean, dumbass. Oh, God,
hey,
that's good.
If you were to guess... Fuck off, dude. If you were to guess the worldwide gross of Titanic 666 from 2022, what would your guess be?
God damn. How much did I spend to rent it? $3, so $9. No, I just, I don't know,
$214,000.
Pretty fucking close.
Pretty fucking close,
Pretty
baby.
fucking close, man. $1, Bob.
$1.
Price is Right rules. Yeah, story's lackluster. Some of the actors are bad. If we were going to recast it, what would you recast? I'd get The Rock instead of that guy that looked like Skinny The Rock.
Dude.
The token black guy security guard, I'd get fucking Lil Rel Howery doing his exact same character from fucking Free Guy.
Okay. I still need to watch that.
I get Julianne Moore for the Julianne Moore
look-alike. What about the captain?
Honestly, I thought she was fine if her captain suit fit, and it just everybody's clothes were too big. It was weird. Everybody's clothes were too big.
No.
Yes. No. 100%.
Not the professor. The professor was dapper AF, bro.
Oh, you talking about okay, Bradley Cooper for that guy.
Bradley Cooper.
And I don't know.
the guy that played Knock Off the Rock. That should be old boy from Barry.
Oh yeah.
What was his name?
Oh God, he plays fucking NoHo Hank.
He plays NoHo Hank.
Yeah, he's great. Okay, so that, and then for the influencer couple,
Anthony Carrigan. That's his name.
Anthony Carrigan.
The
influencer couple, I guess I'd get like, probably get like Margot Robbie and who's about Margot, the Gauze.
I was just about to say.
I mean, they're getting ready to Barbie it up.
They're gonna
so
Barbenheim.
I'm gonna go watch it tomorrow.
Hard.
Actually,
Barbenheim?
No,
Barbenheim.
I wish I had time to watch Oppenheimer, but I can't take my kid to that because I hear he hangs dong. So,
he hangs dong.
Does he?
That's what I've heard.
Just fucking swanging it.
That's what I heard.
All right.
I heard it's at least 5 inches.
Dropping at least 2 bombs.
I think
one on Nagasaki and one on your brain, baby.
We're so dumb.
Flop.
Stop, dude. Is this podcast over yet?
Yeah. I love that. That's our theme for like. Hey, we came back from a. Sorry, I didn't have time to do this for 2 months.
From a hiatus.
Return of the Mac. I love it.
We should have done.
We should have done a lot of things, Birdman. Look at us. We're however old we are. We got to get our goddamn lives together, man.
Man, one of these days we're gonna get our shit together.
I'm telling you.
Way down yonder on the Chatty Hoochie.
It gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. Remember that time we laid rubber on that Georgia asphalt?
And I'll tell you what.
We got a little crazy. But we never got caught.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Down by the river on a Friday night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of old
something
90s
in the
sketches.
pale moonlight. Just talking about cars and dreaming about women. Never get a thought of just live for the minute. Okay, anyway. One day, I swear to God, one day I'm going to do a supercut of every time we're ever like singing or doing that and just put it all in one episode.
Oh, man.
Mm.
All right.
So.
We got to rate this puppy. I mean.
We recasted the fuck out of it. I was like, we didn't recast it. We did, though. Like a lot. Like everybody that was in it except for one person.
Yeah, I mean, mostly. Let's rate it. How do we rate this?
Bad movie scale. How many
If you had
how many selfie stick thumbs?
If you had 10 thumbs in every single one of those digits.
Yeah.
What if they were Titanic sized ships?
Holy fuck.
That'd be fucked up. What do you do? How do you live your life?
Just be a knuckle dragging son of a bitch.
Just dragging. Your hands are just dragging for the rest of your life.
Just Titanic. So
this is the worst. I don't even want to be around.
You get up, walk about 8 inches, and be like, I'm done.
I'm so tired.
I'm done for the day.
Or what else could we do?
That's my hubris is that I think you could walk 8 inches. I mean,
what if we did oversized jumpsuits?
Okay, yeah. I like that. Oversized, like Dickies,
zip up
onesie, zip up. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's not a onesie.
It's
What's
not
the
a
fucking
onesie.
word I'm looking for?
Not coveralls. Is it coveralls?
Overalls, coveralls, coveralls. I don't know which one's
which. Coveralls.
One's got straps. Those are overalls.
Overalls.
Yeah,
so it would be coveralls.
And they're like mechanics coveralls.
Yeah.
But they're like 3 sizes too big. So those are the thumbs we got.
Yeah.
Big flappy.
Big flappy
thumbs. How many out of 10 you give this for a bad movie? You did know it was called Titanic 666. We knew it was trash going into it.
We knew what we were getting into.
We didn't do this irresponsibly.
We just didn't know how drunk we'd get.
This was planned. I will say it was between what were the runners up for this? We were going to do Overboard with Adam Sandler.
Ugh,
yeah, it didn't
or
great. I've never seen that though. What was the other one? Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Yeah, that was in the running.
But it was almost 2 hours long. And another one with Ice-T.
Yeah, but we couldn't
find it streaming anywhere. Where were we going to do that? Final Voyage?
Final Voyage.
Yeah.
And there's also Friday the 13th, part 7. No, part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Nice.
And I guess part of that is on a ship.
Okay.
And I almost sent that to you, but I guess I just forgot. The
Okay.
tagline is New York has a new problem.
Oh, fuck.
And it's Jason.
It's not just rats anymore. And poverty.
And pizza.
And real estate.
I'm just kidding. I like New York style pizza.
Yeah, I don't mind some New York style pizza.
Yeah.
Too raw for radio.
All right, let's rate it.
All right. I'm going to say
5.
6.5. 6.5.
I'll go 5.
I had fun with it, but it didn't really. There was nothing where I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, I'm loving this."
Yeah, it's middle of the road for me.
There was none of it. It was pretty middle of the road bad movie. I'll go a little higher than normal because I did like some of the special effects stuff.
Yeah, some of it wasn't bad.
Some of the dialogue I thought was pretty funny. Like some of the character interactions brought me some joy. But they were few and far between. So
yeah, it'd be a solid 6 if anybody hunged.
Is because it's past tense.
If anybody
it's
hugged
past tenses.
If anybody hugged dong, it would have been a 10.
You think so? Like in fucking Schloppenheimer?
Fappenheimer?
Oh man, what if it's bad? What if it's just the worst movie ever? And it's just
what was his last movie? Tenet?
Didn't care for Tenet.
I didn't see it, so I can't really say much about it.
Check it out. Maybe you'll love it. Evidently, I'm in the minority, but I was not impressed with it. Look, there was some very cool camera stuff in it, but there's very cool camera stuff in lots of stuff. So, I don't know. Didn't do it for me.
So Oppenheimer right now is sitting at an 8.9 on IMDb and 89 Metascore. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing it's his masterpiece. And you know what? I do like a lot of Christopher Nolan's work. I just don't love all of it.
Right.
That's how I feel about it. I really, really like a couple of things he's done. But I'm not in love with all of it. So if this is his masterpiece, I'm very excited to see it.
I want to see it. I think we're going to,
he still wants to direct a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
I feel like we're out of that. Let's get into the next segment of the show.
Okay.
Bird, what you watch?
Hey, what you watching?
Shit.
Schloppenheimer?
Schloppenheimer? No. So I've been watching Dark on Netflix.
Ooh.
It's pretty good. It took me a bit to get it.
It's been on my For You and on my watch list for fucking years.
Yeah. It's good. I would say it's pretty good. It's just the only thing that kind of takes me out of the viewing experience is the music is so overly dramatic. Literally every little thing they're like, and it's just like, we get it.
Yeah.
It's dark. It's a dark show.
Yeah, it's called
dramatic. Dark. I get it, dude.
It's called Dark.
Fucking take about 30% off, dude.
You set the tone.
Jesus Christ. On a cracker.
Christ on a bike?
Pretty good. I would recommend Dark. What else have I been? I checked out. What is the spinoff of What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh, the fucking
Wellington PD or whatever it is.
Yeah, something like that.
It's pretty fucking funny, dude.
It sounds like it is, man. You're not the first person to tell me that. I need to.
Wellington Paranormal.
New season of What We Do in the Shadows is supposed to come out shortly, or it just did.
It's crazy because I haven't started it. I know that's so weird.
It's right up your alley, and you will power through it in no time because the episodes are so brisk.
How dumb is that though? Like, how dumb is it that I started watching this spinoff before you know what I mean?
Not just you. Lots of people have done it. But you've seen the movie, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's those two cops, right?
They're not... Are they in the movie, too?
There's two cops in the movie. They come in to check a disturbance or whatever, and they get hypnotized in the basement.
Oh, yeah. It's been so long since I've seen the movie.
I covered it on the podcast with Nate. That's one of our episodes, is What We Do in the Shadows, and then we watched... I don't know.
That's almost 10 years old. That
movie about space vampires. Yeah, it's a fucking older flick.
I mean,
well, anyway, Matt Berry,
one of my favorite actors.
I know you love
time.
Matt Berry. He's all up in that series, and I believe he's probably one of the head producers, or Jermaine Clement is not in it and is one of the main producers.
All right. So other than that, I want to just. Following the Matt Berry hype there.
Okay.
I started watching Toast of London.
Oh.
Featuring Matt Berry.
Just about warmed bread, huh?
Warm bread. Toast of London featuring Matt Berry. Stephen Toast, an eccentric... Yeah, his name is Stephen Toast. Right?
Okay.
It's already hilarious.
Yeah.
Right? Stephen Toast, an eccentric middle-aged actor with a checkered past, spends more time dealing with his problems offstage than performing on stage.
It sounds like the character he plays in What We Do in the Shadows.
Dude, it's so fucking funny.
So if you want more of that, there's a bit in What We Do in the Shadows, and this is in no way a spoiler, but there's a bit where he moves to the Midwest and he becomes a bartender, and he like generously donates to like a volleyball team or whatever. And his name's like Jimmy Daytona or some shit. And he like he dresses exactly the same, but he puts a toothpick in his mouth. And everybody acts like he'd take out the toothpick and they'll be like, "Why are you talking all crazy?" But it's exactly the same. It's a good bit, man. It's a good bit. It's a good bit. I don't want to ruin it for you, but there's a mainstay character in the show that I think is like the funniest character in anything. Somebody just took a fictional thing and went, what if it was like this though? Because it like applied it to the real world. Like, remember, like, what if vampires ran a funeral home, or not a funeral home, retirement home?
Yeah, retirement home.
Yeah. Nosferatu Gardens. Like, they took an idea like that and put it in a TV show, and it's fucking golden.
Yeah.
But it's not that, but I don't want to spoil it for you.
So I got a couple other things, and then I'll pass it to you.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Well, I'm padding for time because I've got nothing.
Carrie and I have been just binging Veep, the TV show Veep, which is super funny. I think there are 7 seasons. I believe we're on season 6, so we're getting close. I've been playing a lot of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. A lot. Like, too much, probably.
Yeah?
Yeah.
An unhealthy amount?
Unhealthy, for sure.
Okay.
As I do with a video game that I get into.
Have you built some cool shit? I know there's a big building mechanic in that game.
As far as like different vehicles and stuff, like
I've seen people that built mechs and shit.
It's okay. So at first I was a little disappointed because I was like, man, this is a lot like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And it is, because it's the same map.
Yeah, it's continuation.
And at first I was like, man, I'm kind of bummed. Like, because you have to uncover the map again, and it takes a while. You have to have certain abilities to get to certain areas. And I'm like, fuck, man, you got to do this again?
Yeah.
And it kind of pissed me off a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
But
then you get into it and you're like, They add new elements, of course,
yeah.
as they should. It's a video
Like you
game.
can like imbue your weapons and shit.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's super fun. I would recommend it. It is a grind, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Played a lot of that. What else? There are some movies that Carrie and I watched recently, but I am just drawing a fucking blank.
Well, that's okay. I'll jump in if you think of one. Just fucking scream it as loud as you can into the microphone. Let's see here. I've been playing a fuckload of Diablo 4.
Yeah, you talked about that recently.
They just started the new season, so like since last we recorded, the most notable thing that I've done is I was building a rogue class character as a area of damage, damage over time.
I love when you talk like this.
Like a poison, yeah.
Talk nerd.
I was doing a poison rogue, which is a lot of damage over time. But as I got to a higher level, I finally respec'd for a critical hit rogue. And my critical hit rogue is he's a prickly son of a bitch. God,
he's a pear?
Huh? He's a prickly motherfucker, man.
He's a prickly pear?
If I fucking stroll through your group of friends, y'all are gonna notice.
I don't have any friends
because I kill them all as my rogue and my thing. But
that's
anyway,
why I don't have any friends. You killed them all.
That's why, yeah. Just a cold-blooded murderer. But apart from that, I recently downloaded a poker game like today and played it for 2 or 3 hours. Pretty fun one. I wish I could Providence Poker or something like that. Providence Texas
Poker.
Hold'em or something.
Were you wearing sunglasses while you were playing?
No, I made like the ugliest avatar possible.
No, like you on your person.
Yes, in the house, me with the Xbox controller. Yes, I was wearing sunglasses for sure.
I like to hear
so
that.
Nobody else could know what my cards were. is why I was doing that. As apart from what I've watched, I watched most of Bird Box Barcelona. Be honest with you, fell asleep at the end.
Well, I don't know what that is.
Was kind of enjoying it. Okay, so you remember the movie Bird Box? We were talking about it earlier, where Sandra Bullock is inexplicably 33.
They have a Barcelona edition?
Yeah, Bird Box Barcelona, and I gotta tell you, I think it's a far better movie than the first one. Because it's about, like, you remember how there were the crazy people in Bird Box that would, like, they wanted to kill other people to, like, they wanted them to look at the things that would make them kill themselves.
That must have been a movie edition, because I don't think that was in the book. I didn't see the movie.
Okay.
I just read the book, which came first, because as most good things
there's
do.
some sort of alien being or whatever, and if you look at it, it makes you kill yourself.
Yes, that's
so there's
right.
There's a faction of like rogue people that like regular people that want you to look at the things. Like the things won't kill them, but they will help the things make you look at them.
Interesting. I don't
Does that
think
make
that
sense?
was in the book.
But anyway, that part is the Bird Box Barcelona is about one of those people.
Okay. So I'm gonna sound like a really dumb person.
Okay.
When I tell you what I thought you were talking about when you said Bird Box Barcelona.
Okay.
I thought that it was the movie Bird Box.
Yeah. But but in a different language. Like the Barcelona edition of Bird Box?
Yeah.
No, it's a totally different movie. God damn, that's good. That's good stuff right there. I fucking like that.
I was so confused, and I'm really dumb, you know?
I don't think so. I think you're back.
Oh, man.
Oh, god damn.
That closet still freaks me out to this day.
It's good to be back. It's deeper than it looks like it should be,
Right.
isn't it? Yeah.
Like it from the angle that I'm looking at this closet in the studio, folks, and it looks like it could be a time portal.
It looks like it doesn't stop.
And I kind of want to explore it in the hopes that if Danny and I go in, we get transported to.
What if it was like a Lion the Witch in the Closet situation?
Dude, if we could get how many good stories would we have when we came back?
God, I just would write a movie.
Yeah.
I'd be the corporate scab that's not on writer's strike. And I'd be like, I'm going to write a movie about Lion the Witch in the Closet.
How do you feel about the strike, by the way?
I feel like they should fucking just get paid properly.
Just pay people?
Is how I feel like. You look at the cost of living where you're at, okay? And do you want them to make as much as a gas station attendant? Because that's the type of work you're going to get out of them if that's what you pay them. Wouldn't you rather get A+ work out of them than pay them like A+ employees? That's it.
It's not that hard.
People work to be incentivized by money. And if they don't want to work to be incentivized by money, they will make a plan to make their own money on their own accord. And that's it. Like if you work in the service industry, you should get paid for that service because that's what good service costs.
Yeah.
But if you only ever go to fucking shitty places that don't pay their people, you're just going to get shitty service. So bitching and moaning about being like, oh, I went to fucking this fucking place in this fucking shithole and I had a bad time. Yeah, of course you fucking did. Of course you did.
Because people don't give a fuck about that place.
People, would you? You would. Oh, would you? Would you? Would you after 3 years?
Yeah,
you wouldn't.
Would.
You wouldn't after 3 years. We would be over that shit. Is what you would be.
Yeah. It's shitty, man. It all starts with the writing.
Yeah, and like as far as films go, you have nothing without the story. You know what's great about the fucking Odyssey? Is that one dude was just like made up this elaborate story and just orally told it to people who orally told it to other people.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible fucking story. And there's not a good movie to go with it because the story is so rich and developed. So if you have a good, rich, developed story that has a visual medium to it, you're already ahead of the game. That's it. The visual medium can be bad if the story is fucking spectacular.
Yeah.
And that's why some things stand the test of time and some things do not. The moral of the story is the writers are maybe the most important step in the process.
I would strongly agree. Like I just said, it starts with good writing. And I feel like we might we might start to see some of that in the coming months.
Gross.
If this doesn't resolve,
which months are you talking about?
All of them, all months that come.
Fucking
A. We might start to see some really bad writing, and
we already have. Every Marvel thing I've seen in since Endgame, with the exception of maybe 2 movies, was fucking just recycled trash.
That's not because of the writer's strike, though.
No, that has nothing to do with the writer's strike, but that has everything to do with the quality of writing that they're actually getting. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just money though at this point for Marvel,
right?
Because they know they're gonna make it.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
They're gonna stop making it shortly because a bunch of those movies are bad.
Yeah, they're terrible.
I'll be honest with you, man. I haven't gone to the theater to see one in a hot fucking minute, and I don't intend on going anytime soon. They're very much on the back burner for me as somebody who was a huge fanboy.
Yeah, and that sucks for you because I know how much you love that shit. Well, but it can be good, and it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of it out there that's good, but, it stops being good at some point.
Exactly.
It used to be like, hey, listen, you can watch fucking 12 movies and suffer one mediocre one or 2 mediocre ones.
And now it's like
they're all bad. They're all bad. Yeah, you got to watch fucking 8 bad ones to get something that you're like, all right, that was fine.
Yeah. You're like, fuck, are they finally redeeming themselves?
No, they're not.
But they're not.
No, they're not. And they're probably not going to anytime soon, but I am going to see Blade when it comes out.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking A, man. Dude.
Mahershala
Mahershala Ali is going to be
I
fucking
was just
awesome.
getting ready to say, Mahershala, is that, or however, I think it's Mahershala Ali.
It probably is Mahershala.
But, man, I think it got delayed, didn't it?
Oh, it's been delayed a million times. It switched writers a million times. It switched directors once or twice, I think.
Just let him write it. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe, just leave the guy in a fucking nice hotel room for a couple of months and have him hammer one out.
Anyways, I'm trying to think of what else I've been watching.
Man, I've seen a couple of movies, but I don't know that any of them were terribly noteworthy.
Same.
I've
watched some things and I'm just like, if I don't remember it, then it's probably not worth talking about.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of how I'm feeling about it. We did start watching Suits on Netflix. I'm not sure why. Just like a comfort thing. Just like a USA legal procedural. Oh, fuck.
This doesn't really have anything to do with movies.
Yeah.
But I've been listening to I'll talk about this and then I do have something else. I've been listening to an album by a band, and this is a silly band name, and I think they know that it is. Alpha Male Tea Party is the name of the band.
Yeah, that's good.
And the name of the album is called Health. So if you're into like math rock or post rock, those are the genres I would say. Fantastic album. And then for a while now, I've been listening to Anthony Jeselnik's podcast, the Jeselnik and Rosenthal Vanity Project. So yeah,
pretty good stuff.
I've been into that. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Very nice.
It's Anthony Jeselnik and his longtime friend that works for the NFL.
All right.
And he's just like, Anthony just tries to say shit that will get his friend in trouble.
Upset his friend? Yeah.
Not like upset his friend, but like get him in trouble through the NFL. It's funny. Like it's pretty funny, man. I like it. I like it quite a bit. I don't normally listen to a ton of podcasts. But I switched jobs and I have a longer commute now.
Yeah.
So in the mornings I'll listen, and sometimes on my drives for work I'll listen to that. So yeah,
nice.
That's all I have. I know we're probably
nice.
running long here. So
no, you're all right. As far as what I've been listening to, man, The Weekly Planet, Time Suck, and
how is
Filthy Casuals?
How is Time Suck lately? Pretty good?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah,
I'd say so. That's the kind of show where, depending on your interests, you're welcome to cherry pick.
Yeah, it's not like
Dan Cummins' brand of humor is not always on for me, but I do love an educational podcast with a light sense of humor.
It's weird.
And it provides that, although I'm not a fan of all of his bits. Like, I can forgive a 45-second gag out of a 2-hour-long informational podcast.
It's weird, though, because, like, I listen to his podcast, and I'm like, yeah, the bits don't hit for me.
Yeah.
But then I go to see him do his stand-up, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
And it's like, people will yell out this stuff in the crowd, and I'm like, it's just, don't do that. Like, I get it. You're a fan of the podcast.
Yeah.
You think it's funny. Like,
you're adding on to the joke for people that are in on it, but you're taking away from the experience that people that aren't.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone.
Just stop.
Yeah.
But
making it too inside joke.
Carrie and I really do enjoy his stand-up.
Oh, funny guy.
Super funny.
Funny guy, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Apart from that, man, did I watch any other good movies? I feel like I did, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. So,
do you have Dread on DVD?
I wish.
Oh, really?
I wish.
I have a Blu-ray. I have the Blu-ray if you want it.
Yeah.
An extra one.
Oh, are you fucking serious?
Dread?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would absolutely take an extra.
I almost
Blu-ray
brought
of
it, but
Dread.
I was like, he's probably got that.
No, I wish I did.
I'll bring it next time.
That was the first movie you picked for the show that I think was like totally in my blind spot, and I had seen it and was just like, yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
But
And
sometimes, man, if you're just not paying attention, you
Yeah.
know, that's what this show is for, to
Yeah.
make somebody else pay attention to a thing.
but
Go,
like, hey, look at this thing that you might not.
yeah. I think this is really cool. You look at it,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna talk about it for an hour.
Well, I mean, kind of like this episode, like, you know, Triangle of Sadness was on my radar, and I'm really glad you picked it because it gave us, I think, some pretty good material to talk about.
I think
for
so.
sure.
Yeah, it was fun to chat about, if nothing.
Yeah.
And also a good revisit, even though I watched it maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it hadn't been that long, but I was like, it is a cool movie, and I do want to talk about it.
So he's got a couple other, the director / writer has a couple other films that are on my list too.
Do tell.
Well, sorry, I don't know them right off the top of my head here. Let's fucking see here. That's crazy that Bird Box has a sequel. I had no idea that was a thing.
I will tell you this. I would recommend you watch that one if you were into the book and you were not interested in the Sandy Bullock thing, which I agree. I watched it and I liked it, but I didn't like the way at the beginning of the movie they're like, "Hey, Sandy Bullock's like she's like
in like 30s."
Yeah,
No.
she's like 38, right? No, I know she's like 50 something.
Jesus. All right, so
I do like Sandy though. I think she's a great actress, but she's also not 38.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, the director of Triangle of Sadness, Ruben Östlund or
Östlund.
He has another film called The Square, which is also 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Comedy drama.
Love shapes this guy.
It says a prestigious Stockholm Museum's chief art curator finds himself in times of both professional and personal crisis as he attempts to set up a controversial new exhibit.
Okay.
It has Elizabeth Moss.
Oh, I like Elizabeth Moss.
Dominic West.
Okay.
And this guy I don't know, Cleus Bang. His last name's Bang.
Bruh.
We're stupid. And then he also has another film called Tourist. Tourist, which I assume is Tourist. Turist.
Okay.
With some people that we wouldn't know.
I believe it's pronounced
I believe it's pronounced Turtist.
Yeah, Turtist.
Which is another comedy drama. It says a family vacationing in the French Alps is confronted with a devastating avalanche.
I love it.
So that's probably a subtitled film,
Okay,
which
I'm
we don't
down
mind.
for that. Yeah, I don't mind that.
We did.
Look, I don't mean to brag, but I know how to read.
I consider myself a bit of a reader.
I consider
We did
myself
Parasite.
at least a middle school grade level reading brain.
All right, I think it's time to sign off.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get out of here because I'm needing a fresh beer. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the show. I appreciate you listening to the show. Hey, if you got time, you know what would mean a lot to me and Birdman personally? We'd come on each other if you would leave us a little 5-star review on whatever app you're listening on there. If you want to support the show financially, if you're big balling, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/itsjusttwomovies. Or sign up for our Patreon, which will have content on it coming this Thursday or Friday. Sometime within this week, there's already content on there, but there will be more. So yeah, that. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, if you'd like to get in contact with the show, you can email us at itsjusttwomovies.com. Always hit us up on any social network platforms at It's Just Two Movies. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, threads. We're threading. I'm threading, roping.
And as we like to say at the end of every
throwing
episode, if it ain't cheese, then you don't please.
You guys aren't gonna start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's call that gold talk for a one-eyed Batman.
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind. Cousin business is booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
Special thanks to the people who helped make this show. That is going to be Lamplighter Productions for our artwork, God-Sized and Growing for some musical guest appearances, Russ Tafari for some of our extra bonus content music stuff. I'd also like to throw out a special thanks to Brad Sexton for our jams for the main show. You can check out his stuff at sons.bandcamp.com. And special thanks to Dave, who's our YouTube editor. Probably wouldn't even be on that platform were it not for Dave, so mad thanks to that homeboy. If you want to check out anything that any of these amazing people are working on, you can find that information in the episode description for this episode or any other. And I think that's going to wrap it up.
I don't know if it was because I hit the mic.
Oh, I got to find the right spot to bring it in. Come on, yeah. Ooh. Trying to find the level, hit the level right too. I feel like this is right in the pocket for us to come in.
That's the pocket.
Wrote this whole song without molesting a single child. Your lies are made. Yes, I cry. Yep. Hold on. How can I just take it back a couple seconds?
There you go. Yeah.